Welcome to Inclusive Voices Media. This is Glendale City Council Candidate Series. Local elections matter because the decisions made at the City Council level directly impact everyday quality of life, from public safety and housing to business development to traffic to parks and, of course, community services. That's why it is so important to stay informed, to get involved, and most importantly, cast your vote. In the interest of keeping our audience informed, we wanted to bring you this very special candidate interview series featuring the people who want to serve on the City Council, on the Glendale City Council. And in the interest of fairness, of course, and equal treatment for all of the candidates, we followed the same protocol for every single interview. All candidates were invited and given the opportunity to select a time slot on the same interview day. Each interview was limited to 10 minutes. All interviews were conducted live to tape. That means we recorded the interviews continuously without stopping, without editing, without retakes, without do-overs. Additionally, every candidate was asked the exact same questions with some follow-ups, and no candidate received questions in advance. Our goal here at Inclusive Voices Media is to provide voters with a fair, transparent, and consistent platform so you can hear directly from the candidates and make an informed decision at the ballot box. Interviews are published one at a time and in alphabetical order. Thank you for watching. Please remember to vote. Hello, everybody. I'm Silva Harapetian. Welcome to our candidate series, where we are talking to people who are running for Glendale City Council. And today with us, Gevorg Grigoryan.
That's me. Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Of course. We have only 10 minutes, so I'm going to jump right into the questions. I want to give you plenty of time to answer. The first question is about housing. Glendale is under increasing pressure from the state of California to build more housing. While residents are concerned about traffic, they're concerned about neighborhood character and infrastructure impact. How would you balance the needs for additional housing while preserving the quality of life in Glendale?
That's actually a great question because I'm the only housing advocate in this race with the ballot designation. And I would say this way, we need properly planned because we all understand that the city is growing and we need more housing to have affordability here in the city. That our younger generation can afford to stay here in Glendale, and they don't leave Glendale. But if we destroy the character of Glendale, we all will leave Glendale. So we need to protect the character of Glendale because we all live here in Glendale because of the character, because we love this city. So I'm the only person here who understands how to plan and how to manage the planning of the city. Because I own an architectural business and I have the experience to properly manage and plan the development. So at the first, we need the infrastructures to be developed properly, to have more housing. But right now in the city, we have areas like the downtown area or the civic center area, or even the San Fernando next to the train stations. We have the areas that we can build more housing because, as we know, the SB 79, that's one of the most concerned bills that came out, and it will be legal soon. So all the candidates are opposing SB 79, but it's too late. We don't have the time to oppose it. We need to properly manage to get the benefits from the SB 79 because nothing on the world has just bad sides. You have and good sides and the bad sides. So let's manage properly to get the benefits from SB 79 without destroying the character of Glendale. I do a lot of canvassing and I talk to a lot of our residents, especially the single family neighborhoods. And I always say, sure, I understand that in these small streets, we can't have a 9-story apartment building because during an emergency, our firefighters, our police officers, they are not going to be able to come and save you here. even those who are living in this 9-story apartment building. So we have to manage properly where to build these apartment buildings, affordable housing. And even not only the affordable housing, because right now we have for low-income housing for low-income people, and the rich ones can afford to stay in Glendale. We don't have anything managed for the middle class. So that's one of my main concerns, to manage to have properly managed and affordability for our middle class.
Okay. This brings us right to our next question, because a lot of the ideas that you've shared also require money and funding. The next question is about our budget. Glendale is facing significant budget pressures and must make difficult decisions involving reserves, hiring freezes, and deferred capital projects, including some of the infrastructure you mentioned. What are your top spending priorities, and where would you reduce costs if revenues continue to decline?
So as a former Army sergeant from Artsakh, where I served, this was a 35 years war area. I've served there as an Army sergeant. I know firsthand that you can't reduce the budget from those people who are protecting you. In the city, those are police officers and firefighters. So we can't touch the budget of fire department and police department. Those are the main structures that are protecting our people. Those are our heroes, and you can't cut the budget of your heroes. So we have to check at the first the misspendings, which we could see during the recent years, and especially for these bike lanes on North Brand Boulevard, which was just an experiment, and we lost $2 million over there. The $500,000 of it was just a design. And by owning an architectural business, you know very good how much a design costs. It's not $500,000 for just a bike lane design, because for street designs, you're not designing the whole street. You're designing a part and say, continue repeatedly. So $500,000 for this, I would love to see a design that costs $500,000 just for a street. It's not a building, it's not a high-riser. So those are a lot of misspendings. At the first, when we cut the misspendings, then we will not have the deficit. But the other thing is to bring more revenue into the city. Businesses are leaving Glendale right now because of the high sales tax. If a new business wants to join Glendale, the permitting process takes 2, 3, let's say from 1 to 3 years. It depends how big the change of use permit is. In Los Angeles, let's say, for example, it takes from 2 months up to 6 months, the worst case. So why does it take 2 months over there and 2 years here? So when we expedite the permitting process, a lot of new businesses will join the city, and then we can collect more taxes without raising taxes, without adding more taxes, and we can have more revenue into the budget.
You touched on misspending. Is there any other specific projects or items that you can think of off the top of your head that?
So in this moment, mostly I remember the North Brand Boulevard, and then I saw that they have spent another $500,000 for the same design on La Crescenta Avenue. Couldn't they use the same design?
Mm-hmm. Okay, this leads us to the next question, which is about mobility. Glendale is facing congestion and pedestrian safety concerns and pressures to modernize transportation infrastructures. There is the bus rapid transit line that is going to come through Glendale. What is your approach to improving mobility for drivers, bicyclists, pedestrians, while considering small businesses? And I'll have a follow-up for that once we answer it.
So for the bike lanes, let's start with that. Because right now in Glendale, we have a problem with the reckless driving and the dangerous for pedestrians and cyclists. And now our current council members, they are bringing the bike lanes to reduce the traffic, let's say on La Crescenta Avenue. They are telling that they don't race next to each other. So what do you think at the first? If you remove a line, that's going to bring more traffic. If you put the bicycle lane over there, like a cyclist, in this reckless driving area, so is that going to be dangerous for the cyclists, or is that going to protect the cyclist? I believe the first one will be, because if the people are reckless drivers, and not all the people, but there are a lot reckless driving in Glendale, and if you face the reckless driving on this street and you bring somebody with a bicycle over there, you're bringing danger to this person's life. So let's plan properly, which I said in the previous question, that I'm the only candidate with the experience of planning. Let's plan properly where to put these bicycle lanes so we have it and we don't put the danger on their lives. And about the bus lanes. The bus lanes, we don't have the bus infrastructure right now. And if we remove just a lane to add buses there, so it means we remove a lane from the cars, but because we don't have buses, we're just having an empty lane over there because we don't have enough buses to drive through these lanes. So let's, at the first, grow the infrastructure for the buses, have more buses, teach the people that we can travel with the buses as well. And when the people like it, and just then start to protect the buses. But if we don't have a bus, who are we protecting?
The follow-up question to this was, who gets priority? How do we balance the pedestrians, the bicyclists, the drivers, and all of that? Who gets consideration? But we're running out of time. You answer the question in multiple ways, so thank you for that. Mm-hmm. I want to give you an opportunity to tell our viewers and listeners and readers where they can find information about you and your candidacy. Please tell them.
You can find about me on my official website, electgrigoryan.com, or in my Instagram, more deep information about me, which is Gevorg Grigoryan 2026. And I hope to earn your support during this race. Don't forget to vote for Gevorg Grigoryan on June 2nd.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
we appreciate you. Thank you all for watching. I'm Silva Harapetian. We'll see you next time.